Gamers, Dragon Link is absolutely busted now thanks to the Bestial cards. It was a huge boost for the deck. Now, I honestly think Dragon Link is almost top tier, like verging, maybe even like if you're a good pilot, probably tier 1, and if you're like a decent pilot, probably about like top of tier 2, I would say. This deck is just absolutely incredible. The Bestial cards, obviously in this format, I mean, they're good against tier, they're good against branded, they can even be good against Sprite. So, like, you know, when you have cards that cover pretty much every major matchup that you're going to be seeing all the time, you know the cards are good. And the thing that's really cool about them is their Dart Dragons. So I gotta give a huge shout out to Trish. I'm gonna leave a link to his Twitch as well as his YouTube in the description. He's the Dragon Link GOAT. You guys gotta go follow him. You gotta go subscribe to the man. I mean, he's literally the best Dragon Link player on the planet. And I just stole this list from him. I'm not even gonna front. I'm in his Discord. So yeah, I just stole the list. I just straight up stole it. So shout out Trish. This list is absolutely incredible. It's gas. I'm gonna show you how I play it. But you guys really gotta go check him out. He really is the boss. So if you like Dragon Links, you gotta go check them out. Pretty simple. Basically, the Bestials kind of allow Dragon Link to be a bit more of a control strategy. Not to say it's not a combo deck. You're still basically comboing off, but you can also just become a control deck if you need to be. And honestly, just the Bestial cards alone oftentimes will just win you games by stopping tier plays and stuff like that. Just the amount of extension that they give you can also boost your combos tremendously. You have to keep in mind here, just a rocket monster, like a rocket tracer and any Bestial is basically like a full basic Dragon Link combo, because you can normal summon a rocket tracer, link it off with your striker, and then you have a dark in the grave, so you can just banish it with Baldric. This is the case for any of your normal summons. You can normal summon, make your striker dragon, banish it with a Bestial, you get a second body on the field, and then you can go into Romulus, and you can basically do your basic Dragon Link line from there. You know, go into triple burst with a Pisty at the bottom left, so that you can bring back a monster from your banish pile and just go into your Borland. So, you know, that's your basic stuff. But with all the gas you get, you normally can get a Borland plus like a negate or two. And also, you can, thanks to the Lubellion, you can set up a pop with the branded beast, which is a really strong card. Even in this format, people might say, well, you're playing against tier. Yeah, but if you can pop the Perlarino, and then you have these negates to deal with the other things tiers do, and you have these bestials to banish the tiers in the graveyard, it gets really hard for them to play. So yeah, I mean, this deck just kind of covers a lot of ground. The branded beast is also super good against Sprite, and that's a really popular deck right now. So man, I gotta say, I really like this list. Shout out Trish again. You gotta follow the man. But anyway, we got some great replays, and I actually want to show you guys my rank up game into master rank. We're finally gonna get into master rank, and we're gonna do it with Dragon Link. So let's go into that game first, and then we'll do some replays. All right, guys. So let's see if we can get this master rank. As always, when I'm on rank up game, I'm probably gonna get unlucky. Either my opponent's gonna draw Maxi and I don't have the out, or I lose. Oh, we won the coin flip. Whoa! Wait a minute. This ain't right. They're definitely going to have Maxi, and I'm not going to have an Ash. No out. Every time I have a rank up game and I get first, that's what happens. Okay. This hand is not a brick. It's a basic hand, but it is playable. It's pretty good, actually. Here's a really cool thing you can do, actually, with Starleaf, Seyfert, and Serenir. You can normal summon Seyfert, and we even have an out to Maxi, bro. That's crazy. This hand is insane. Oh, we're so lucky. Okay, this is the one. We're going to get to master rank finally. Okay, so now we can go Seyfert effect, and we can discard the Serenir, and basically Serenir is going to trigger in the grave after that, and we get to search out another... Let's see. Just in case they have the Maxi, I'd rather they just negate the Seyfert. It does limit our plays a little bit, but we're still going to get the graveyard effect of Serenir, and we'll get to send the Lubellion to the grave, and we can find another way later to summon out that Lubellion. So it's not a big deal. Plus we have Branded Beast in hand, so screw it. We're fine. We're fine. We're going to send the Bestial Lubellion to the grave here. If I didn't have the quick launch, I would have had to use my call by here, but thankfully we have quick launch. So we're just going to keep playing, okay? So we're going to go Striker Dragon. Let's see if they have another Imperm or Veiler would be detrimental very much so here. If they do have it, I mean, at least we have quick launch, but still, that would be pretty painful. Okay, so far so good. So far, so good. We can use the graveyard effect of Seyfert to banish it to add the Lubellion to our hand. Then we can use the effect of Lubellion to discard it. So yeah, even if they used Veiler, that really didn't advance their game state at all. Yeah, so that's just really good for us here. What do you have? That was scary. I wonder what that was. That could not have been like a ghost spell or anything, right? All right, so now we can go Bestial Lubellion effect, actually, and we'll get to search out a Bestial monster from our deck. We're definitely going to go for Magnamut, because Magnamut can search us another Bestial monster at the end of the turn. So we're going to go grab a Bestial Magnamut here. Oh, dude, this is looking good. I don't see how we lose this. Let's go Magnamut. I think what they might have had was a... Oh, yeah, we could just get rid of that Veiler. Honestly, let's just leave that Veiler in their grave. I don't really see why I would keep this Serenir in my graveyard. I'd rather banish my own. Aha, so it was Maxi. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I don't know why they didn't use that yet, but it's fine. We have called by. Thank goodness. For once, I have the out to Maxi. Dude, this never happens. This never happens. I'm running like a 40-card deck, or maybe 41. Like, but I just never have the out. All right, perfect. Get this guy out of here. Oh, yeah. They're just going to scoop. I can tell. They're just going to scoop. All right, let's get this guy out of here. All right, Magnamut time. Magnamut. Yeah, the reason I didn't stop this Veiler was because I was like, well, what if they have like D-Shifter? Now, playing Veiler and D-Shifter in the same deck, pretty unlikely, but you never know. Okay, now we can play. We don't even need to use our quick launch. We can hold on to it for later. Yeah, so what we could do that, or... Oh, yeah, let's just do that. Okay. So now we can go Bestial Lubellion effect, tributing over our Magnamut. This is so good. So good for us. And Bestial Lubellion can set up our branded... what is it called? It's the spell. I forget the name. Branded Regained. And this is going to allow us to draw a card later when we banish a lighter dark monster. So anyway, now we can use these two. We can go into Romulus. So let's go Romulus here. Perfect. This is looking good for us. Looking good so far. Romulus effect. Now we will have to discard a card. I'm not sure what I want to discard in here. It would be either the Branded Beast or the Quick Launch. I don't really like discarding either of those. I really don't. And just keep the Boot Sector Launch for later. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's go like Quick Launch. Special out the Rocket Tracer naturally. Yeah, because I'd rather keep that Branded Beast. It's going to be useful later. And we don't know what we're facing. So most likely not going to need Ravine. Really? Yeah. We're going to keep Sector Launch for later just in case. But yeah, let's just go Rocket Tracer effect. I know this seems suboptimal, but it's because I want to keep the Beast in hand, and I want to keep the Boot Sector Launch for the grind game, and I don't really think we need it right now. So we're just going to go grab a Recharger here. We're going to do more like basic line. We're going to go for more like of a control variant of the deck. This is not going to be full combo, but it's going to be a little bit more simple. So yeah, we're going to go... Honestly, we're going to go Chaos Ruler here. Gonna ball a little bit here. Fuck it, we're balling like Kobe. And let's see what we can get off of our Chaos Ruler here. Usually, what you really want to see is a Bestial off of this. So we'll see if we get lucky. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's a lot of good stuff, actually. Let's see, what do we want out of that? Oh, man. We probably want to go for Wyver Burster. I mean, I know I said I wanted a Bestial, but we'll get a Bestial in end phase for next turn to make sure our Branded Beast is live. And... Wyver Burster is just too good. The extension is too good. So let's just go for that. Wyver Burster time. Special the Wyver Burster. We can banish the Striker Dragon from our grave. And then we'll be able to shuffle it back to draw a card with the Regained. So let's do that. Regained effect. We're going to shuffle back the Striker Dragon. Very good. And we drew into a Seyfert. Not the best, but not a big deal. Now we're going to go for a Pisty using our Wyver Burster. There we go. Pisty time. Awesome. Awesome. Then, I mean, do we want to do that? Honestly, I wouldn't mind the free body right now, so we're actually going to go for it. Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to go Wyver Burster, and we're going to chain block it with the Romulus. It really wouldn't hurt us here to summon this Seyfert for free. It might allow us to have an extra interruption at the end of the turn when we summon something off of our Borland. So let's grab that Seyfert. Then Wyver Burster is going to trigger. We're going to grab a Collapsed Serpent, of course. Of course. Then we can go Special Summon Collapsed Serpent, banishing the Wyver Burster from the graveyard. Very cool. Very cool. Then, with this, we can make ourselves a Triple Burst Dragon. No more Delingerous. Trishula taught me well. We are no longer using Delingerous. We don't need it. Look, you use these two. You got to make sure to make Pisty before you summon your Triple Burst, so be careful about that, because if not, the arrows are not going to be pointing in the right directions. But look at this now. We have them pointing like this, and we don't need a Delingerous. We don't need to waste our second Striker, so we can have it for later if we need to, like, just get something in the grave. So yeah, I think this is way better. And then we can grab one of our banished cards if we want and just put it on the field here. So we might as well do that. We're going to grab the Bestial Saronir. Doesn't really matter what we grab, honestly, because we're just going into Borland at this point. So let's go into Borland Dragon. Very cool. Using all of these. Awesome. Nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're looking good here. So we're going to get our Borland. We're going to be able to get ourselves an Omni Negate because we can just negate our Chaos Ruler, which does absolutely nothing, and special out the Rocket Tracer from the grave. And since we got to summon that Seifert, normally here I would go into IP Masquerena, but we won't need to go into IP Masquerena. We can actually go into Savage Dragon, and it's going to be a big Savage Dragon too. It's going to be a pretty huge one. So Savage Dragon time, we can grab our Triple Burst from the grave with the Savage Dragon effect. So activate Savage Dragon effect. Grab the Triple Burst Dragon here, and there we go. Massive 3 Omni Negates once per turn. Then, yeah, I mean, that's basically all we got to do here. We can't really get an extra body here. Lubellion has already been used this turn, so we can't summon it again. And we're going to get a Branded at the end of the turn anyway, so that we can make our Branded Beast live on the next turn. The Boot Sector launch, I mean, I guess we won't activate it just for the attack boost. We'll just leave it in the hand for follow-up later. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Let's pass turn. So we have the Borland, an Omni Negate. We have the Surge off of Bestial Magnamut. We're going to go grab ourselves. I'm going to go for a Baldrake because it's a pretty good interruption on opponent's turn. If they summon a Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link, so anything from the extra deck or a Ritual, you can tribute a Light or Dark. In this case, it would be Chaos Ruler to banish it. So, yeah, that's actually a really good effect. Oh, my God. They are not. No, you are not. You are not about to... They're albaing. Oh my god, we just got alba'd on... We just got alba'd live on video. Oh my goodness. There's no freaking way we just got alba'd live. Oh my god. That's so bad. Okay, let's grab our Magnamut. This is so bad. So bad. Let's see here. Let's see. That is not good. Magnamut effect here. Whew, that's not good. That is not good. Wow. Branded regained. That's fine. Holy, that is not good. Branded fusion, huh? God damn it. Wow. Okay, let's go Baldrake here, I guess. Let's go Baldrake. Wow. We'll just banish their... I mean, it doesn't really matter. We'll banish their Fawn of Albaz. Not that it matters, but... We'll just do that. I just want the Baldrake here so that I can actually get rid of whatever they summon. That's crazy. But if Dragon Link plays through Alba, you guys have to subscribe to the channel. If Dragon Link plays through Alba here, you gotta subscribe. Yo, so actually, I would have been better off making IP instead of Savage. IP would have saved me here. We could have went Unicorn as soon as they said a monster. I can't believe I got alba'd on cam. Caught in 4K getting alba'd, bro. That's wild. Here's Albion. Yep. Yeah. So they get to grab a card here. By the way, they could have just played around this by just summoning a Lubellion. I don't know why they went Albion here. I don't really see the point of doing that. If they just made Lubellion, it wouldn't matter if we banished it. They could have just shuffled back the Lubellion. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter anyway, because they can just make a Lubellion here with the Albion regardless. So maybe that's their logic, and if so, makes sense. Actually, yeah, it might even be the play here to let them use Albion. Wait, they didn't even activate it. Yeah, okay, so we're just going to go with our own Branded Regained here. Yeah. We're not going to use it, actually. Yeah, we're going to hold the effect of Baldrake for now. We're going to hold it. This is a wild game now. This is terrifying. First time I get alba'd this season, I'll tell you that much. We're going to go for Branded Beast. Can use the effect now. They didn't use their fusion. I'm guessing like they were trying to juke me, so we're just not gonna let them do this stuff. And let's see. Yeah, so they're gonna clear this. All right, so it's back to us. I mean, this is a weird game state now. It all depends on what that last card is, and they do get the Albion here to get a Branded in red. Thankfully we have the Called By if they decide to go Branded in red. Boot Sector launch might be... Oh, wow, they're going for it right now. Oh, no. That's not good. That's not good. So they're just going to make themselves a Mirror Jade, I guess. Maybe they go... Oh, okay. So here we go. We get our Bestial Magnamut search. Yeah, let's just grab a... honestly, let's grab a Tracer. I don't know if Tracer was really the play here. I think we're out of rockets in deck to summon, but... Pagu? Hey, yo! Why did I win that? Well... Hey, we played through Alba. We got to master rank. You guys have to sub now. Did you guys see how well I played that? I got Alba and didn't lose. Like, come on now. You have to hit that sub button now. I mean, we're master rank, goddammit. Anyway, let's get into those replays. So here, we're playing second. We have 2 Tracer and Absol so no hand traps. No hand traps whatsoever. And, yo, I wish I could get these things off the screen, the usage rate thingy. But anyway, so our opponent goes Sprint here. And they're going to send a Merle to the grave. Great idea, great idea. Yo, honestly, instead of banning Elf, they could just ban Merle. Anyway, they're going to go Kid Kalos to search the Rhino Heart, Kid Kalos effect, special Rhino Heart. You know the drill. Do I even have to tell you this stuff? You know what it is. And they're going to use the effect of Havness, make themselves a Roll Kalos. Nothing too special. They got a set. They got a Bestial in hand. Maybe another. We don't know. We have 2 unknowns in hand. A Rule Kalos and a Sprint. So here I'm going to start with the Bestial Lubellion. And it turns out this is a Called by the Grave. This was a relief for me because my hand can deal with this board if this was not a crime. If it was a crime, it would have been a bit more difficult. But since it's not a crime, this is going to be a lot more easy to deal with. We're going to normal summon Tracer, special summon the Absol, use our Quick Launch to special summon out our... Rocket Synchron, go right into our Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic, you know what it is, and use the effect of Absol to get a search out of our deck here. So with Absol, we can search the Rocket Recharger, then Chaos Ruler is going to reveal 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we got some good stuff in here. We're going to grab the Collapsed Serpent and mill the Seyfert so that we can special the Collapsed Serpent. Then we can use our Collapsed Serpent to go into Striker Dragon, and they don't have any negates for this stuff. We go Striker Dragon, Collapsed Serpent effect. I mean, they have a Bestial in hand, but I don't think they're just not really finding the good opportunity to use it here. So we're going to search ourselves a Wyvern Burster, then Striker Dragon is going to search a Boot Sector Launch. We're going to special out the Wyvern Burster, go into our copy of Dark, the Dark Charmer. The reason I go for this is because they have a Bestial in the grave, so I want to grab that. So we're going to go Dark Charmer effect to grab their Magnamut, and then they're going to go Havness effect. So here I'm like, oh, this could be bad. Hopefully it's not a good mill, and what do you know? It's an awful mill. So we grab their Magnamut here, and they get to trigger the Scream in the grave, which we couldn't care less about. And yeah, here we're feeling pretty good. I mean, at this point, we pretty much already have this game in the bag. If you just look at the board state, like, there's pretty much no way they can win. So we use these 2, and we can actually go into Baron de Fleur. The reason we can go into Baron de Fleur is because we did not use the effect of Rocket Tracer yet. So you can use a level 6 and a level 4 tuner, and just make the one and only Baron de Fleur. And that's why we run it. This card is actually really good in the deck. This is the perfect scenario to summon a Baron, because it helps us deal with the Rule Kalos. Anyway, so Baron de Fleur on the field, we're going to go for Boot Sector Launch here. The reason I go for Boot Sector Launch is I just want to bait out the effect of Rule Kalos. Here, if I went for Baron de Fleur pop and then negate Rule Kalos, I mean, it would pretty much have done the same thing, but they could have just sent one of these guys if they use the effect of Rule Kalos after I popped it. So that's kind of why I was like, nah, I'll just activate this and then negate it. It doesn't really change anything because we could have negated it after it came back regardless. So it's pretty much same difference, but either way. So we go for Boot Sector Launch, they go Rule Kalos. Obviously, we negate it with the Baron de Fleur. So we go Baron de Fleur effect, negate it, it gets popped, goes to the grave. Then we get to special summon out these 2. They go for the effect of Rule Kalos, bringing it back. And we just go for the pop effect of Baron, pop the Rule Kalos. And yeah, I mean, yeah, they probably should scoop there. But yeah, did you guys see that? We just dismantled that whole board. All right, guys. So I just kind of want to show you a combo, like uninterrupted combo of Bestial Dragon Link. I figured, you know, this might be something cool to try. I haven't been really doing this for my deck profiles, but this deck is a little more advanced. I know a lot of people are like kind of intimidated by playing Dragon Link, and it's actually really easy to play. So here we have a Chaos Space, 2 Bestials, a Called By, and a Maxi. So, you know, what we can do here, we could actually go Chaos Space, discarding the Serenir. And this is really good because Serenir is going to actually send a Lubellion to the grave. And with our Chaos Space, we can search a Wyvern Burster. So we're going to go for this. Then the Serenir is going to trigger in the grave. We can send a Lubellion. So let's send that Lubellion to the graveyard, just like that. Very nice. Then we can special summon out the Wyvern Burster. Definitely doing that. Banishing the Serenir. Special summon the Wyvern Burster. We can use our Wyvern Burster to go into Striker Dragon. Go into Striker Dragon here. And I mean, the line is pretty simple when you have the Wyver Burster, like Collapse Serpent stuff, because it's just insane. So here we can chain block our Striker Dragon with the Wyver Burster, or vice versa. Sometimes you want one over the other. It really depends on your hand. But in this case, I mean, we're literally playing Uninterrupted, so it doesn't really change anything how I chain block it. So yeah, Striker Dragon here, grab the Boot Sector Launch. Then I'm going to special summon out the Collapse Serpent, banishing the Wyver Burster from my grave. There we go. So we can use these two, go into Romulus, get ourselves a Romulus here. We can go Romulus effect and chain block it with the Collapse Serpent, grabbing a nice free discard for our Dragon Ravine here. So Collapse Serpent searches a dead Wyver Burster because you can't use it twice per turn. Then we get ourselves a Dragon Ravine from the deck. Very cool. Let's go activate Dragon Ravine. And no, not using Maxi. Gonna go Dragon Ravine effect, discarding our dead Wyver Burster here. Discarding it, not using Maxi. Thanks for asking, appreciate it. And we're gonna send to the graveyard an Absolouter, and Absolouter is gonna trigger in the grave so that we can search our Rocket Tracer. Now this is pretty basic Rocket stuff. I mean, really nothing too new here. So go Boot Sector Launch. But it is kind of cool that off of just one monster and a Bestial, we can do this whole line. You know what I mean? Yeah, so now from here, I mean, we could just normal summon the Tracer. Not that we really need to. We're going to go for Boot Sector Launch. We won't even, we basically won't use our normal summon this turn. We don't even need it. Special the Tracer here. Awesome. Then we can go Tracer effect, popping the Boot Sector Launch. And we're going to summon out from our deck a Rocket Recharger. Cool. So now, using these two, we can go right into our Chaos Ruler. Right into Chaos Ruler. And with Chaos Ruler, we are kind of balling here, but we basically just want any normal summon. So, like, our odds are pretty high of drawing a monster that we can normal summon here, just so that we can go into our, yeah, there it is. So, Seifert, that's basically the one I expected. Seifert, we're going to add to our hand here. Add the Seifert, mill the Lubellion, and that stuff doesn't really matter. We're going to normal summon Seifert here. We are not going to use its effect. I mean, Druid Worm is a pretty good card to have in hand. So I don't really see why I would discard it, honestly, at this point. I'm going to use this card here, our Seifert, to go into Guard Dragon Pisty. So go Pisty here. Yep. Then we don't want to use the Romulus here. We don't really need it. We're going to go instead for the... Oh, well, yeah, we can do Chaos Space. We definitely want to do Chaos Space here. You could have even done it earlier. Or, yeah, I'm pretty sure you could have done it earlier. I forgot about Chaos Space in the grave. Here we go. Oh, wow, we drew... Okay, Magnamud we actually want to summon because this card is just broken. But first, let's just do this. So we can special out the Lubellion by tributing the Chaos Ruler, which is a really good line. A really, really good line. So go for this, summon out the Bestial Lubellion. Then Lubellion effect, we can set up the Branded Beast. So activate Branded Beast basically from the deck here, or place it face up, I guess. Then we have 1, 2, 3. We can make ourselves a Triple Burst Dragon. We are no longer using the Delingerous in this deck. Trishul taught me not to use the Delingerous Dragon, so we're not using it. We don't need it. We don't need to minus on Delingerous. We can just do this stuff. See, they're both pointing. Just make sure to summon your Pisty first, okay? So here, I mean, we can literally just use Pisty. Use Pisty here. We can grab one of our banished monsters. We can grab the Saronir. Yep. Grab the Saronir here. Yep. Get ourselves a Borland. You know, and obviously your board is always going to depend on your gas and what you have access to and stuff like that. Like here we can use our Bestials to basically get into IP Masquerena. Here we could go also like Chaos Ruler just to link off into IP. That's going to help. So we can banish the Wyver Burster, and from the grave we can banish like the Pisty. It doesn't really matter as long as you don't need it later. You can banish it pretty safely. Just don't banish your rockets basically. So summon this out. Then we can special summon out the Magnamud. Special Magnamud, I mean, again, doesn't really matter. We're going to banish the Striker Dragon. Banish the Striker in this case. Get the Magnamud, just so we get that search at the end phase, because that's a really good thing to have, you know. And, yeah, you know, having IP Masquerena here is not too bad, because at least we're going to be safe from getting Albud like we did in that first game. So here we can negate our Magnamud and special summon out the Rocket Tracer from our grave. Doesn't really matter what we're summoning here because we're not going to be synchroing into anything. We don't really have access to another level 4. So, yeah, unfortunate, but it is what it is. Here we can make ourselves an IP Masquerena. There's really nothing else that you would want to make, so let's just do that. Get our IP Masquerena. Awesome. And then on end phase with a Magnamut Search, you're going to get yourself probably a Baldrake so that you can tribute your Chaos Ruler to banish a card. And you also have Druid Swarm, which you could also tribute, so you get a banish and a pop plus the Branded Beast. So yeah, and you know, it just keeps going. It's just crazy. We can obviously set the called by. We have Maxi. So you know, this doesn't look too crazy because this deck is not just about setting up insane boards. It's more so just a deck that plays well into the current meta. Like obviously you can build a Dragon Link deck that builds a more insane board if you wanted to. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to go second sometimes. You have to play through interruptions sometimes and stuff like that. So that's why a deck like this, I feel, is a lot better. So, you know, here we end with a Bestial Baldrake. We have a Druid Swarm, our Branded Beast. Obviously, the opponent is just playing Digital Bucks because we're just in solo mode. But, you know, like, let's just, like, go, for example, like, we can special the Baldrake here. Special the Baldrake, banishing, I don't really know, like, let's just banish Seyfert. I don't really care at this point. Yeah, banish the Seyfert. Special out the Baldrake, you know, and they're gonna go for digital bug, Web Soldier. No, well, I'm gonna use my Branded Beast, and we're just gonna tribute over this and just pop this. I mean, obviously this is just a W. I'm not going to show you the rest of the game, but you know, it just goes on and on. We have a Druid Swarm, we have Maxi, Monster Negate, IP Masquerade. Like, you could get a bunch of bodies on the field to make a big summon with IP. Not that we really have something big we want to go into. You usually use IP to just go Unicorn for that bounce, which is actually really good in this format. But yeah, so that's about it for that. Let's just go into the card by card now. All right, guys, so here's the deck list. And let me say this again. You have to go subscribe and follow TRISH.tv. He is a boss. He helped me learn to get better at Dragon Link. And he'll help you too if you check out his channel. He's really just the best Dragon Link player there is. So there's no one better to go check out if you're a big fan of Dragon Link. As for me, I mean, I'm really liking this deck. As you can see, it got me to Master Rank. The game that got me to Master Rank is a little sussy, a little goofy. But hopefully you guys still enjoyed the match and you enjoyed the video in general. Let me know in the comments actually if you guys were down with that idea of me doing like uninterrupted combos in solo mode more often for deck profiles. I think it might be like something to do a bit more often. I thought it was pretty fun to do, and it's nice to get to show like the deck uninterrupted. So anyway, let's go through the card by card here. We have our 1 Rocket Synchron, 3 Maxi, 3 copies of Ash, 2 copies of Wyvern Burster, 2 Collapse Serpent, 2 Rocket Tracer, 1 Recharger, triple Seyfert. The reason you run 3 Seyfert is because just Seyfert discard Serenir is so broken, and even just Seyfert discard any Bestial is broken because you can search Magnamut, which is just broken. So yeah, that's why Seyfert is just a must play in this deck at 3. We have our 1 Magnamut, 3 copies of Serenir, 1 copy of Druid Swarm, 3 copies of Baldrake, 1 copy of Absa Router, 1 Chaos Dragon Levianeer. Levianeer is also just really solid. I mean, we're playing 3 Seyfert, and if we get the Levianeer in the grave, I mean, we can add it back with the Seyfert. And going second, Levianeer is just a really useful tool, especially when you're trying to play through a lot of interruption. We have 2 copies of Lubellion. This card is broken. You don't need 3 though. You can just run 2. I might as well dismantle one of them, honestly. 3 copies of Chaos Space, 1 copy of Dragon Ravine, 1 Boot Sector Launch. We have the Branded Regained for the draw, 3 copies of Quick Launch, 2 copies of Called By, and our Branded Beast. One thing I didn't really get to showcase in this video, which happens sometimes, if you can afford it, if you already have access to Lubellion, you can actually send the Branded Regained to the grave with your Serenir, and then at the end phase, you can activate it basically from your graveyard, because Branded Beast in the end phase will activate it. So, you know, you can use your Lubellion, set a Branded Beast, and then in end phase, if this is in your grave, you can activate it, and you'll have both Regained and Branded Beast on the field, which is really, really strong for this deck. For the extra, we have a copy of Savage Dragon, we have our Chaos Ruler, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, Baron de Fleur, 1 copy of Guard Dragon Pisty, 2 copies of Striker Dragon, 1 Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. We've got our Romulus, our copy of Masquerena. We have our copy of Dark, 1 copy of Triple Burst Dragon. We've got, of course, our Nightmare Unicorn off of IP. Access Code Talker to close out games. Sometimes it's useful. Doesn't come up very often, though, so I would say this is a bit of a flex spot, but I don't really like the idea of changing it, honestly. 1 copy of World End, and yeah, that wraps up the deck. I mean, it's really amazing. If you guys like Dragon Link and you wanted to try this deck, I hope this video helped you out a bit. And if you feel like you need a bit more guidance and a bit more help, you definitely should check out Trish, because just watching him play is going to teach you a lot. I also highly recommend going into solo mode with Dragon Link if you want to practice it, and just playing for like 30 minutes in solo mode, just doing lines, because that's what I did before doing today's video, just to like reaccustom myself to Dragon Link. And I ended up getting a lot better at playing the deck just by doing like 30 minutes of solo mode, just doing a couple of combos. It goes by really quickly in solo mode since you're uninterrupted. So yeah, I highly recommend that. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Make sure to like it, comment, subscribe. A huge shout out to my Ultimate Conductor tier members. That would be Raptor, Boggerman for 20, Dad Dude Joey, B-Dubs, Hinder Miss JT, JQ the King, and also a huge shout out to Coots Majid. That guy's a G. And you who's liking, commenting, subscribing, I mean, I really appreciate it. Okay. Peace.